Okay, I'm just going to go through the techniques we've done today quickly, all the techniques. They're going to film them. Like I said, it's not my stuff. Everything I've been shown by someone else, you've been shown by someone else. I don't own the rights to any of this. So feel free to use the techniques amongst yourselves. I don't have any problem. Obviously, it's up to the coaches. But, so let's look at the closed guard pull, the first technique, please. Now, I can use the basic grip here, the same side grip. It doesn't really matter. What does actually matter is when I'm here, I step off to the side. I'm stepping to the side, coming through, lifting my hip up, feeling it, and closing the guard. Exactly the same for the Delahiva guard pull. I'm not going to change anything. Toe step off to the side, and put my leg all the way through here, squeeze and come on top. And then put the same grip now, and I'm changing anything in the past. So I sweat, I pull guard, I sweat my heart, and I haven't changed anything. The grips are exactly the same when I start and when I finish. It makes it very quick and very efficient. Okay? Then we looked at some, I'm not sure I show the half. Delahiva. So again, he's in combat base, I'm under pressure. I block the forward motion, not on the hip but on the knee, it's lighter. I push, open the space, put the hook in. Now look how I turn, create an angle. My foot's on the floor, I pull it to me, kick to the side. My choices, put the ankle will come up. Or I step through here, let go of the sleeve, look for the underhook, and sweep off the pass off the sweep. Next technique. Sometimes as I go this way, he leans the other way. I put my foot on the knee and I push. Sweep all the way over here. And do the same thing again. But to the other side. If he sits backwards and puts all his weight backwards here, all I do is come up and push, and also looking for the same thing again. So I'm here, I let go of the sleeve, come to the ankle. Pull the ankle towards me, raise my knee here. Very nice and low on the legs. Same thing again. Over part the triangle. Turn my to the side, push down to the floor, pull the sleeve towards me, hook comes out, slide my hip in to this position. Control the head with both hands, switch, lock, turn my hook in, control the knee, and finish from there. So these are some of the things we did. I'm going to show a few more techniques just for you to film. People said about standing up. So I'm here and he stands up. The key point, look, it doesn't change anything, guys. I pull the sleeve, push the knee here, over he goes again. Everything works the same way. A lot of times from here he stands, look. Just do this. Same thing again. If I'm doing different grips here, and it's a real problem, I come to this position. Sitting guard, but I have the nearest sleeve always. Which direction we can go to pass from here? We go. Pick one. One of those things that it's a transition. I'm not, once the position starts to break down, I'm going to move on to another position. And sitting guard works beautifully with Delahiva and reverse. If I'm in reverse Delahiva here, he's causing me lots of problems, go here. Don't really care where he is. If he goes to mount from here, goes back to my collar, I'm still going to sweep him anyway. Because I'm taking away the one thing he needs. That is the arm nearest to me. Okay, and the sweeps work exactly the same. Whichever direction he moves to pass, the direction I'm going to sweep him. He moves right, I push. Left, I push. It's just the same thing. It's always the same principle. Okay? Sweep the way he's going. It won't make much difference until you get to a guy about 110 kilos, and you all of a sudden realise how important that is. Okay? So they're the things we covered, a few little additions to the Delahiva thing. If you play Delahiva, you must learn how to play reverse, sitting guard and deep half guard. So lovely or happy half to pass. Any questions on what I've just shown in the seminar today? I know I've gone around and lots of other things for individuals as well, but that's the main things we did today in the seminar. Any questions on Delahiva stuff?
In or bit out?
Because I have both sleeves, I can put the hook as deep as I want. There's no real danger for me.
But I feel when I put the bit my leg stays and I can't.
Yeah, because as he starts to fall, bring your heel back towards you. Yeah, so borrow you for 1 second. I'm in this situation, I've gone here, and I swept you from here. It's not a sweep, it's a sweep and a pass. I'm already thinking passing your guard as I'm sweeping you. I'm already thinking that one step ahead. I'm not going to sweep, stop, or sweep and look at you. It's called admiring your work. I'm not going to watch you fall and lay there going, and then you come back and I fail. I'm already know I'm going to sweep you in my mind, and as you start to fall, I'm already coming up with you. Why? Because most probably you're holding on to me, and that means you're pulling me up. You're helping me come on top. And then from there, I'm already going to have my knee raised. I'm already looking to the pass. I'm already thinking about it. I thought way past the sweep when I got the grips. Does that help? Yeah. Okay. Q&A. Questions? How's the hip? The surgeon did a bad job. For anybody here who's studying medicine, he didn't put. I've had a full prosthesis in my right hip. He didn't put the liner into the socket correctly. So when he knocked the liner in, it's sticking out about a third of a centimetre at the top.
Did you do RTG?
Sorry?
RTG, did you do it again?
No, they said to me have an X-ray in 6 weeks, and if it has moved, it has to be done again. It's okay, I've seen solicitor. Ka-ching, money. I need my left hip done. That's next October, and I just said if this has to be done again, you can do both at the same time. You wait till you're 50 and you're a black belt. You're talking to people about your 2 new hips and your ankle and your elbow problems and your fingers. Whoever said that this has saved my life is a liar. If I find him, I'm going to choke him. That's what I mean, mate. Any other questions? Positions, sweeps, escapes, submissions? Yeah.
It's about double under.
Yes.
So, when scrambling, I see the opportunity when the legs are up. I try to go here and immediately try this grip. No. And I really am stuck in this position because people, when they feel the grips closing, they either pull the legs apart. That's fine. I try to keep it close. But my biggest issue here is they keep sliding away from me.
Yep.
And I have trouble. Yeah. Because I want this grip. And then slide here. But all the time I'm missing this.
Good. Also, if you do get this cross grip, it's never palm up. It's always palm down.
Okay.
Don't ever do this. The key point is that I do get to double unders here. I'm coming this way. I'm going to grip here, look. Under his hips. Now I'm going to bring him to me. To here. Now I'm in this position. Now I can look to come through here to the back. Get grips under the back, bring him up, and bring him to you.
If he keeps on sliding with the hips, it's hard to grab.
The thing is, look, when I connect my
grip here as well.
fine, but that's perfect defense. Move away from me. I'm going to get hold of your hips. If I get the lapels, my hands are a long way from my hips. It's hard. When I come here under your hips, and I just bring you to me, it's a lot easier. The double unders pass is my favourite pass. I love double unders passes. And it's just like with a guard. What? It's just like with a guard. The best way to learn how to play a guard is learn how to pass it. The best way to learn how to defend a pass is learn how to do the pass in the first place. There's so many ways to defend double unders. I mean, Dan Heber came to my academy 3 years ago, and his whole seminar was how to defend double unders passing. Destroyed my whole game. And I said to him, man, can you teach something else? Why? Because that's what I do. Man, you're going to have to learn something new. The worst kick
Then
you
you'll
could
learn
ever spend.
half guard. Then you'll learn half guard.
Never. Yeah, get grips under the hips. Just keep your elbows close.
I mean, that solves basically the second question I had about this is if I manage to get a hold of one leg and then the other slides here, I usually go for a kimura like immediately. And then I have a problem because
Don't pass that way.
or I try to start the hands here, so then
You're better off putting that hand on the floor. Put it on the floor. No, here. Practice it. Put it there. Right, now do something. You're on the bottom. It's called invisible jiu-jitsu. By putting my hand on the floor, I completely block the hip.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he wants to do now, it's difficult. But if I hold the body and he moves, my arm moves. It creates space, it creates distance. I put my hand on the floor. In this situation, there are different situations. This situation, by putting my hand on the floor, I lock the hip because I've already pushed it. So say I go here and I start grabbing the cloth and you start moving. Yeah, you create distance, but when I put my hand here,
Immense pressure here.
immense pressure, it just locks the hip. You are doing the right thing by grabbing low on the hip. Most people make the mistake of grabbing high on the collar. So you're doing one thing right that's really good. In that situation, when you're grabbing low, don't grab the hip. You're not going to stop his hip from moving if you're holding it.
Yeah,
It's just going to move your arm. Put it on the floor. Now the hip doesn't move anyway. Okay? And you never put his hand anywhere he can reach it. It stays under the body.
Yeah, because I do this and then put the pressure like this, and they immediately try to, and I can't go back because he'll sweep me. If I go forward, he'll do the kimura basically. And I'm really in the best position, and I'm like trying to pass.
It's 2 hands under, bring them to you, and if you want to reach over like you're doing, put your hand on the floor. Just don't grab the hip.
And then do the shoulder bump and.
Yeah. 2 things are going to happen. You're going to roll him to take the back, or you're going to flatten him out and pass the guard. If you are going to put your hand anywhere on the legs, you are going to do this situation here, then you're better off coming to here, putting it behind the knee. Now when I go here, you are going nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Okay? The problem is the hips. I need to control the hips from here, so most things I do are revolve around me controlling the hips. The moment I reach for the collar, I'm separating my arms and I'm not strong from here. I'm strong from here, but I'm not strong from here, so I tend to be really, really low on the hips. I say me, I mean obviously the person who showed me this was saying this. I'm just copying what he said.
So you need to do this, I suppose, immediately, because if he gets a hold of the distance between the hips.
How do you defend double unders pass? The first thing I do is control your sleeve, or your wrist. First thing, because I don't want these grips. If you get 2 deep grips here, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I always, if you're double unders on me here, I'm going to be here. Always. I drop my legs heavy. If my legs are on your shoulders, you'll smash me from here. I always go to here. I move away. Now you can never get your hands closer because I'm always controlling.
But no.
Exactly. Now for me, look, now when I choose a time, I push, come back or go for a triangle. If you grab here, triangle. You put your hand in my collar here, all the way across. Now I'm here. If you try to come back towards me, triangle. So it's all these things. But it starts off when we keep controlling distance. Then I start working on the lightest things, your elbows. Your elbow can present this way because of my hip. So double unders. If you reach it in my collar this way, and turn. Triangle. I'm going to push the elbow, the lightest thing on his body, not the heaviest thing, his hips or anything else. It's always about controlling arms in this situation.
But as a person on the top, if in this position, if you are defending the double really well, I'm basically stuck. I don't have a solution.
You do. So basically I said, don't give him the wrists and sleeves, yeah? Yeah.
So again,
Look, everything, you've got most of the sleeves, but not where you want them. Now if I try and do this, you'll win. So I don't, I just go here. So. I love double unders passing. Still, even though Delahiva ruined my game that day, I changed, I modified a lot of details I did on the double under. I still use double unders. I'm just a lot better at it now. So he was right and I was wrong because he's got more experience than me. A man that knows.
thank you very much.
Any other questions? Seems like you got a question.
I don't.
No.
I wish I had.
No questions?
Do you have some transition from Delareva to single leg X?
Sing the X.
Yeah.
I hate that position. Put back and take. Reverse Delahiva is a lot better. Look at the mechanics. Delahiva is all wrong to make a transition. But reverse Delahiva is a lot better. I can control the ankle, kick all the way through, bring my leg to the outside. No, Delahiva, the leg position is all wrong to go to single leg X from there. You just won't be able to do that. But reverse Delahiva.
Could you show it to somebody else?
Yes. Please. Nice one. If I'm here and I'm here, I open my foot to this knee. Come here. Easy.
But is there any specific situation or his reaction that make you do it?
If I'm here,
Like if you failed on some Delareva attack or something?
from here to single leg X is going to be virtually impossible to do because I've got this leg to go from the outside to the inside and round. It really is impossible. From here, I'm just going to do the sweep I showed you. Pull this, push this, and off we go. What's he going to do to pass my guard? He wants a knee cut in this direction. He can knee cut this way. That is also a different, but it won't lead to single leg X. Mostly it's reversed. Where I'm here, I'm playing this position. I'm blocking. I open out and come around. That's more natural to play. I don't play single leg X, funny enough. I play X guard, but not single leg X. I have students who do.
So basically then you have an entrance to X guard the same way
Exactly.
for a single leg.
Again, jiu-jitsu is about options. It's about options. If I only have one option and you know it, I've got a problem. It's options. Like sweeps. Sweeps always go in two directions or more, never in one direction. Otherwise, you just defend that one thing. As an example, can boy for hip bump sweep. So the basic hip bump sweep we all do. I want to sit up here, do all this, yeah, fine. But if he's got his hand on my chest, I can't sit. Well, I turn to the side, and I push him this way. I stay really, really low. The little turn I do, just takes just makes his hand useless. Now I can't sit up, but look where his ankle is. I push him over his ankle. I stay really, really low and heavy. And again, it's another way of doing a hip bump sweep. But the direction's different. I'm taking him from this knee to this ankle, over his weakest point. So it's like you know how to roll somebody from turtle. You always roll the person from the right shoulder to the left ankle, and that diagonal, because the ankle is the weakest point. Same thing with a low hip bump. It's still a hip bump, it goes in a different direction. Where a hip bump brings you in a circle forwards, this one takes you backwards. All these sweeps work in two directions. Okay, everything does. It's always about direction. And then obviously that leads to the arm drag, the back take, and all stuff like that, back take, arm bar, sweep to mount. Oh, I went off on a tangent, sorry. There must be a question. Did you
I have one now. I have one.
You've got to be one I can't answer now.
It's popular. So when I try to do Michael Williams guard,
Yep.
how do you I get an underhook. Sometimes I get a bit of angle, push his head to get more, but if I'm not quick enough for this pressure, he takes that angle away, and even though I have this, I just can't get that angle.
I don't use that particular, I do use Sean Williams guard, but not that variation. For that very reason, it's not very strong. It's difficult. And the thing is, you're going to have the same problem I'm going to have in this position. We leave lots of space. It's just one of those things. It's the downside to being genetically perfect, like we are. It's true. People at our height are genetically perfect. But even for us perfect people, there are small things that just don't work for us.
Yeah.
Okay? So, how far are you this? You're just laughing because you want to be tall like us. True. I'm going to here. This variation. Take the arm out. Go here. All my weight is attached to him now. Now it's a real problem. Okay, now I can start going for all these things here, coming through. But like I said about omoplatas, most of the time people just roll. Just do a roll. Yeah, he rolls. He sits, I get on top. But look, I pass the arm to this leg, over this leg. I grab his collar and come to the back. So these are the nice options you have from these positions. And the one thing I like from the omoplata, because in all honesty, we've had this conversation with a few people, I don't finish omoplatas very well, but I always get the sweep. And the one thing people don't expect is the back take off of the sweep from that position. I always like the back take from there. It's the one thing I like to do, because people don't expect the triangle, expect the arm lock, expect the monoplata, but the back take not so often.
Can you show the back take once again?
Well, again, yeah. So I'll show, just lay down. Everybody this side. So look, you end up in this position and everybody brings the arm over this leg. Because I want to step back here, I forgot hip I could do that. And I want to put the arm here, spin for the arm lock. I prefer to put the arm over this leg, the one with the head. I reach into the collar, post my hands, and now I'm back. One of many options from this position, and simple to do. And sometimes we also trap the arm as well on the back take from there. Cool.
How do you get the angle for Williams guard?
Simple.
Because if he controls my hips with his knees, it's really hard to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the same thing. How you get to here is the same way as how I get to here. In fact, it's a lot easier because I don't have to come under the armpit. And now I can't reach the collar. So I come here, I can't reach the collar, I can't feel it. I just go to here. This I can always reach. And once I extend my hips, if I stay close and he tries to roll me, he resets the position. But if I push my hip this way, now he's got a real problem. And I'm looking for all the things that I like to do. So it's quicker, easier, more efficient, and easier to control afterwards when he wants to put me back on the floor again.
So extension is what keeps him at bay.
Extension, yeah. I do play these positions, but I find it really, really hard to unhook the arm and get the collar. I find I get to here, and the person's always keeping the collar, and I'm just like this on my fingers. But coming under your own leg into the back of his collar here is really easy to do.
I mostly take it just for the arm, then I go around the leg. Because my legs are so long, I can just
Genetically
them on
perfect.
together,
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, these are just variations on the same position. And the thing about variations is you try the variations. What works for me and you may not work for these people who are not perfect like us. Other things will have to work. They have to modify it and dumb down the techniques. Okay? Oh, God. You see like the whole row of cavemen, go back, they're playing half guard.
So is butterfly for the tall guys or the short guys?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. But butterfly guard played well. It's so hard to pass because the person's very mobile. It's a mobile guard. As long as you move at the same time, don't sit there looking at the person, it's very hard to pass. Butterfly guard I recommend everybody learning. It's just a part of what you need. It's one part of the game you need to learn. Half guard is also something you need to learn. Regardless, you have to learn how to play, because whether you like it or not, I guarantee you this, all of you will end up in half guard at some point in a row. You just will. Some people choose to stay there and play from that position. Some people use it as a transition to move on. I prefer to make the transition and move on. Okay? But it's nothing, in all honesty, the jokes I made, there's nothing wrong with playing half guard. It's just that you've got to work out what works for you and your body type. And to find it out, you have to make all the mistakes. And try all the positions. And that's just jiu-jitsu really.
I think we need to finish.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's okay.
We'll take a picture. Yeah.
Yes.